For those of you who don't know, Bad Bunny was originally announced as the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Now, of course, he is one of the biggest recording artists of this generation, okay? This man is a generational talent, and he goes so hard. Like, Spanish speakers do not play around about Bad Bunny. Puerto Ricans especially do not play around about Bad Bunny. I feel like Bad Bunny could literally get Puerto Rico to gain independence if he wanted to. He has the motion to make sure that the Puerto Ricans like rise up in arms if he chose to do so. I feel like there are people out there that would be like, I'm waiting for the opportunity, sir, Mr. Bad Bunny. I will do it for you. He's huge. He's got mad motion, and he's woke as so, of course, when the NFL decided to get Bad Bunny to perform for the halftime show, Republicans got mad. But there's a little bit of a backstory to this. Now, Bad Bunny is touring right now, but he's not touring in the United States of America. For those of you who don't know, the reason why he's not touring in the United States of America is because he is very upset with the current administration for understandable reasons and said, I'm not touring deliberately in the United States because I don't want ICE to be planted outside of my concerts. I don't want ICE agents parked outside my concerts packing up my fans. And this drew some controversy in America, but most people didn't really care. Most of the races were too busy, I don't know, celebrating that like little kids are getting separated from their parents or whatever to pay attention to Bad Bunny saying that at the time. But now it's being highlighted once again. And obviously it's like a lot of races are now for the first time ever encountering Bad Bunny's music because they don't speak Spanish. They're going to, Rap Genius or whatever, and they are translating the lyrics and finding out that he is, very anti-Trump, pro-BLM, talks about gun violence, talks about racism, and that's not good, obviously, for the white people that hate any kind of woke, right? Not only that, but he also has done drag, as many performers have, and that's like a big problem for a lot of people as well. And he is very anti-colonial, and he also doesn't really speak English. I mean, he can, but he just chooses not to. And that is probably the most frustrating thing for a lot of racist people. But it is pretty funny that, End Wokeness is doing this. This is who was just picked to lead the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. And it's like, yeah, dude, he looks dope. Okay. Bad Bunny has more monthly listeners than Trump has voters. Shut the up, says Anthony Fantano from the Needle Drop, which is pretty good dunk. I also personally love Bad Bunny because, much like myself, he is an old. And as an old, he was jumping up and down on stage in, I think, his last tour spot. And in the process of jumping up and down on stage, he actually busted his knee. And that is unironically an experience that is so near and dear to me, so close and personal to me that it felt like I was jumping up and down on that stage. When I saw that, I was like, that's it. I love this man. Let's hear some of these incredible right-wing commentators who obviously have their finger on the pulse, okay? They know exactly how culture should be, okay? And they will tell you. Here's Benny Johnson, an in-the-closet gay man, Benny Johnson, formerly of BuzzFeed notoriety, got fired from BuzzFeed for plagiarism, and his wife doesn't allow him to go on work trips without her being present any longer because he keeps having sex with men. Gay sex. Anyway, Benny Johnson says, this is Bad Bunny. He was just announced as the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. Massive Trump hater, anti-ICE activist, no songs in English. No songs in English. How dare he? Bro, just bop your head along, okay? He even canceled his entire U.S. tour for this response. ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something that we're talking about and very concerned about. The NFL is self-destructing year after year, okay? Now, at least Bad Bunny is comfortable with his sexuality, unlike Benny Johnson. But regardless, because of some of those reasons that I just mentioned and some of the reasons that Benny Johnson also presented, Republicans have decided, amidst the government shutdown, amidst a possible super recession, unlike something we've ever encountered before, where the market is so removed from the economy and so completely cordoned off from the real economy that people are experiencing, where there's, profits to be made, all these fake companies, doing AI. This is what the Republicans are predisposed with. Yelling about the NFL, going with a massive, incredibly famous recording artist doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, Of course, Super Bowl halftime show is free. You're in front of a ginormous audience, and a lot of artists will take on the task because they want to be in front of this massive audience. And I suspect that Bad Bunny will probably, if he continues with this, is going to deliver a political message, one that I don't even think Kendrick Lamar actually entertained. For that reason, and also because like conservatives just like cannot understand that they do not control culture. They have no good cultural output whatsoever. They're just trying to cry bully their way out of this situation. Now, former race car driver Danica Patrick, who is also running for office, as a matter of fact, as a Republican, slams Bad Bunny as a Super Bowl 2026 halftime headliner, says, no songs in English should not be allowed at one of America's highest rated television events of the year. Not just for sports. I do like that for many people that want to run for office as a Republican, like all you have to do is just be like the dumbest racist. Not even like an intellectual style racist, but just like a racist child. You have to make sure that you tune into a specific type of racism that is also childlike almost. It's like goo goo gaga racism. Okay. Speak English, damn it. How dare you? Megyn Kelly says Bad Bunny Super Bowl shows a middle finger to MAGA. Who knew the your feelings crowd was actually so fragile? I did. They are the most fragile. They've always been the most fragile. I don't know if this is because like I just don't listen to music that much, but like who gives a if you don't understand the lyrics? Like, it's music. Just shake your ass and move on, you know? The are we talking about? Am I crazy for this position? Like, I barely can understand some of the English lyrics in American songs, you know? Why would you give a It's like one of the most universal languages that everyone can tune into. Is that a crazy take? I don't know. I feel like music is just music. You could be a alien and still kind of understand what's going on there. Well, I guess like Republicans can't. I don't know. But obviously this back and forth is a culture war issue that is unfortunately going to be on the front lines for all the culture warriors, because things are not looking too good in the United States of America right now as it stands, with job numbers looking disastrous, the economy screaming bloody murder, and the unaffordability crisis being worse at this point than at any other point under the Biden administration, as a matter of fact, is too expensive. It turns out Donald Trump has not, as a matter of fact, fixed the prices. The more that becomes a problem, be on the lookout for more idiotic culture war narratives as the Republicans try to seize control of mainstream discourse once again. And in the process of this, I showed you some choice quotes, you know, Megyn Kelly, all these people. There was a Tommy Lauren conversation that took place with Crystal Ball. Let's take a look at what she said. Apparently this was a slam dunk.
Good choice for the Super Bowl.
I'm not that knowledgeable about him, but it seems fine, and I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist, so sure.
He's not an American artist, but
he's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
This is what I mean when I say these people are so stupid, dude. Like, you can't just be racist. You have to be like the dumbest style of racist. Not to say that like racism can be intellectual or whatever, but it can be intellectualized at least. Or, you know, you should know better than to fall into the easiest trap of all time. The amount of Americans that don't realize that Puerto Ricans are American citizens is quite alarming. It actually is always, it's always shocking to me. Like, Puerto Rico is an American territory, man. How the do you not know this? How are you still oblivious to this? You're like 34 years old. How the did you not figure it out? The 11 other times where you were like, well, Puerto Ricans are not American, I don't think. Yeah. And speaking of the baby brain, yes, exactly. I have this tweet already lined up. I'm going to talk about this as well. This is perhaps one of the best pieces of analysis that I've encountered on this issue from Patrick Cosmos at Blue Sky. He says, working on a new unified theory of American reality, I'm calling everyone is 12 now. I'm strong and I want to have like 50 kids and a farm. Of course you do. You're 12. I don't want to eat vegetables. I think steak and french fries is the only meal. Hell yeah, homie, you're 12. Maybe if there's a crime, we should just send the army. Bless your heart, my 12-year-old buddy. It's so perfectly descriptive, the ways in which the Republicans now operate, in the ways in which like reactionary commentary happens in modern discourse. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was always this way. Obviously, reactionary ideology is anti-intellectual. It has to be, because if you are even a little bit invested in critical thinking, you're going to look at some of these narratives these presenting and go, that sounds weird and wrong. Why am I supposed to be angry about this? Like Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl halftime show performer. How is this an issue at all? He's one of the most famous recording artists of our generation. It's the same principle behind like, oh, the Oscars cannot be given to Parasite. It's a Korean movie. It's like, okay, well, it's a banger too, dog. Do you not know how to read subtitles? Are you stupid? I guess you are, kind of. It makes no sense. I mean, I know it's racism, but it's not like, it just comes across, it's so childlike that it comes across as insincere when I hear this, where I'm like, dude, stop. Like, what are you saying? What the is coming out of your mouth? You're supposed to be an adult, man. How is this a major point of contention for you? How are you so bent on this? Like, you are such a loser, dog. God damn, this is what motivates your day to day. Like, what a pathetic waste of space. You got a finite amount of time on God's green earth, and this is what you waste it on. This is what you waste it on to get mad at. This is what you're choosing to get mad at. In any case, let's hear what these brilliant minds had to say. Jack Posobiec suggests TPUSA hosting an alternative Super Bowl halftime show featuring Creed.
They're going to see with Get What Go Broke when people complain about this, and they're not. Well, they're going to try an international.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is going to go broke, dude. That's definitely what's going to happen. Oh my God! After spending the last week crying about Netflix and Coco Melon, which again goes back to the baby theory, you have to be baby brained. You are unironically yelling about shows made for babies. Okay, you are looking at a show that was designed for children and getting mad about that, and then demanding that Netflix take it down, boycotting Netflix or some over that. Your brain is pudding. You're a childlike person. You're a baby and you like baby things. I don't get the Bad Bunny issue. The issue is he speaks Spanish. That's it. Literally, that's it. He's Puerto Rican. But here, let's hear what their suggestion is. So they want to do the Super Bowl is going woke, and then they're going to go woke. Let's see.
If that was the peak of America,
right, hold on,
2004.
Let me give the audience a little context. Jack,
Super Bowl,
in response to this, tweeted out something along the lines, there's only one response. We need Creed. I'm literally, it's because, you know,
by the way,
you weren't
I did
a fan
not
of this.
have approval from TPUSA.
No, so this is what's hilarious. I'm getting multiple inquiries from the media right
so
now
have I.
saying, I would like a comment on, is Turning Point planning a competing, are they planning a competing halftime show with Creed? And I was like, well, I wasn't.
Yeah, this is a brilliant way to really take away the ratings from the Super Bowl, man. And this is unironically an even dumber endeavor than when these guys were just like farming substandard, low quality alternative products that were anti-woke, like anti-woke chocolate, anti-woke razors, things like that Daily Wire was doing. Do you remember? Even the dumb in their audience were like, I'm not going to buy this. Like, they really thought they could get away with just like farming the morons in their chat by being like, well, guess what, dude? Coffee is woke and gay. So we have anti-woke coffee, which is a worse version of the product that you can purchase at Walmart, but also more expensive somehow. It's just a grift. I don't know how these people don't understand it. Anyway, but going back to the Bad Bunny story, the one other side of this is Trump advisor has warned that ICE agents will be at the 2026 Super Bowl, where Bad Bunny is set to perform the halftime show. There's nowhere you can provide safe haven to people who are in this country illegally, not the Super Bowl and nowhere else. We will find you and apprehend you and put you in a detention facility and deport you. No, that is a very real situation under this administration, which is contrary to how it used to be, says Corey Lewandowski. It's so shameful they decided to pick somebody who seems to hate America so much to represent them at the halftime show. If there are illegal aliens, I don't care if it's a concert for Johnny Smith or Bad Bunny. Who's Johnny Smith? Is that like a right-wing artist or something? Or did he just like not have anyone that he could present? So he just came up with a generic name, and the generic name was like, that's crazy. Just say Jelly Roll or something, man. Like, what? I don't care if it's a concert for our esteemed champion of white rights, Jelly Roll, or the pedophile, famous pedophile, Ted Nugent, or the other famous pedophile, Kid Rock, or Bad Bunny, or anybody else. Wow, the talent pool is so deep over there on the Republican side. Can't you see? Yeah, you couldn't say Morgan Wallen. Isn't that like the champion? Isn't that the hero for these guys? Morgan Wallen for the Super Bowl? Oh my God, we're giving them ideas right now. They're going to unironically do that. Tom McDonald? Oh my Lord. We are going to make Americans safe. That is a directive from the president. If you're in this country illegally, go home. Which, once again, and I'm going to repeat this, what makes Americans less safe is when you got ICE running around kidnapping people. That's what makes America less safe.